Some alive. In fact, the theme today is staying alive, and if we have the Bee Gees songs, we would have played it right now. Would you like to sing it?
Yeah.
You sure?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, they stayed alive. Also, the St. Louis Cardinals stayed alive because Yadier Molina came up with a big hit in the 8th and then the 10th innings to win the game. So they're still alive, and then the Washington Nationals are still alive as they won tonight behind Max Scherzer. So they're forcing a Game 7 in L.A., and Walker Buehler goes against Steven Strasburg. That should be a tremendous pitching matchup, and it's one game, winner take all, loser go home. Fascinating stuff.
Right, and interesting tonight to see if the Twins can stay alive against the Yankees. They were down 2-0 in the 4th. That's a really good Twins team. But I still think the Yankees and Dodgers will wind up in the World Series.
Yeah, the Twins can't make anything. Luis Severino's up near 100 pitches in 4 innings, and he's stranded, the bases loaded. They had no outs, bases loaded. Minnesota could not put the ball in play, and that's how you lose critical games. Let's go to Rich in Altoona kicking us off here tonight. What's up, Rich? How are you?
I'm good, gentlemen. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I just want to talk about the baseball playoffs for a moment. If you go back to 2013 and think about most of the players that played for the Pirates, how many of them are playing today in the playoffs? You have Atlanta, you have the Dodgers, you have Tampa Bay, and you have Houston. They should all send Bob Nutting fruit baskets for Christmas, thanking them for the players he's basically given away that are playing in the playoffs today. I mean, it's just sad as a Pirate fan to know that we'll never see another world championship, at least while this guy's in the driver's seat. And it makes me mad to watch these players doing so well for these other teams in the playoffs. What do you gentlemen think?
To me, the maddening thing, thanks, Rich, is the fact that you knew Garrett Cole was something special. He had 19 wins here once. He was a finalist for the Cy Young. And you knew also that there was no way they were going to engage him in any sort of future contract talk. So they had to trade him at some point, which will be the same situation with anyone else who comes along who's really good, Gene. And it's not going to change, and that's a shame.
Unless the only thing will change it is if they decide they have to go for broke on this stuff, and you know that's a 1 in a million chance. But look, Garrett Cole's a free agent, right?
Yeah.
Pirates could sign him.
They could.
They could. It would take about $160 million for 4 years. Why don't you try that? Try that as a start to to reconnect with the community, Bob. I think that'd be a good.
No, but I think if they really wanted to, and maybe Garrett Cole didn't want to, because I think he was annoyed by a lot of stuff the Pirates were doing. But back when he won the 19 games, if you wanted to take a leap of faith and get rid of some arbitration years as well as maybe one free agent year, you could have signed him to a deal kind of similar to Andrew McCutchen, only for more money. But you could have been a preemptive strike in that regard, but they didn't want to deal with that. So you end up trading him away. Okay, you got some guys back, some good, some bad, whatever. It's never going to be Garrett Cole, and you need pitching.
Right, and that's why there'll never be another Pirate Hall of Famer. No one will ever again go into the Hall of Fame wearing a Pirate hat, because the Pirates won't pay anybody enough money to stay here for that long and be that good. It'll never happen.
Interesting take. Barry in Washington joins us right now on the Borders and Borders hotline. Hey, Barry.
Guys, love the show tonight. How you guys
Thank
doing?
you.
Thank you.
Good. Paul, any truth to the rumor your ego broke down the injury cart last night?
No, thanks. That's very much appreciated.
We appreciate kind words all the time on this show.
All right, let's go out to Mike in Beaver County. What's up, Mike? How are you?
Hey, Gene. Hey, Bob.
Hey.
Do you guys know who's in charge of our booth up top there? Because in the fourth quarter,
Mike Tomlin was supposed to have help with that. And, I thought it was Terrell Austin and maybe Jerry Osasky. I'm not sure somebody helps. But what are you referring to?
Well, in the fourth quarter yesterday, it was clear that the running back did not get out of the end zone, and we had a safety, and no one threw a red flag.
That wasn't a safety.
And that would have been a two-point swing.
There was no way that was going to be overturned. No way.
Well, they could check the spot of the ball when his knee was down and it wasn't stretched over the goal line. You could see it. I have it on replay here.
Yeah, but where's the ball, though, is what I'm asking you. It's where the ball is.
Yeah, exactly. The ball never crossed the goal line whatsoever when his first knee touched down.
I thought it crossed.
I think you'd lose that. But then again, these challenges are so that you don't know what you're going to get. Like, for example, I don't know what John Harbaugh was thinking of challenging James Conner. He thought he fumbled the ball. Did you see that scrum? There was no clear video evidence of that at all. And then I think he thought there were a couple that he won. Deontay Johnson looked like he bobbled the ball a little bit. They called it a completion.
Yep.
And then later that came back to haunt the Steelers because it was Juju who it's funny, if that call on Deontay Johnson was reversed or was changed to begin with, it was called incomplete pass. There's a chance the Juju Smith-Schuster pass in overtime might have been called incomplete. Maybe.
Well, that's true too. Also, the interception that Devin Bush got on the Ravens tight end, that was not an interception. That ball hit the ground.
It was clear video evidence.
Right, and they did not overturn that. Had that play been overturned, Mason Rudolph wouldn't have been on the field in that sequence. Who knows what happens? The answer to all these questions is, as usual, death to replay.
Hey, I'm starting to get with you there, Gene. Jim in Delmont. What's up, Jim? Thank you for calling the sports call. Jim?
Yeah, Jim.
Jim went away, or went to sleep, or went to the bathroom. One of those three. Do you think he went to sleep or went to the bathroom? Sleep. Nodded off right there in the chair with his... Mike in Eaton. What's up, Mike? How are you?
Hey, what's up? How you guys doing?
Good, thanks.
Good. Two things. Just wanted to know what you thought about the rumors of Mike Tomlin possibly going to Washington. And then also, Bernie Sanders, you look great for having...
Okay. Well, we won't give you the
satisfaction
of answering the first question. Let's go to Mary Kay in the Munhall. What's up, Mary Kay? How are you?
Hi, Bob. Hi, Gene.
Hi, Mary Kay.
I usually call you about baseball, but I'm calling today because I'm so upset with the NFL, how they handled the case with Rudolph. Mm-hmm. I mean, that guy that hit him should at least be suspended, if not more.
Well,
and it was obvious. I saw the replays how many times, and that is not right.
Well, I think a lot of people agree with you. Listen, I thought the flag should have been thrown immediately. I think he will be fined. I'm not so sure it rose to the level of ejection, in my own opinion. Because I've seen other things, like, for example, Bud Dupree on Russell Wilson. I thought that was, and nothing was called there either. And the official was looking straight at that play, which I do not understand.
Officials are petrified to make a call, and that's because of replay.
Because of replay. And they're being under scrutiny all the time.
Right.
Al Riveron doesn't know what he's doing, by the way. He's been as erratic as anyone trying to review these calls. You don't know what you're going to get out of him.
If they started for Week 6 and eliminated replay, there would be a lot less controversy going forward. I'm convinced of it.
Let's talk about real quick before I go to break, and that would be the cart. Were you surprised that Mason Rudolph walked? I just thought medically that was a risk. I don't know anything about medicine, but normally if the guy's that woozy, you don't necessarily pick him up to walk off.
I was surprised to see him walking off, and then they walked him to the sideline, and then they walked him all the way into the locker room, which made even less sense. I thought they were going to maybe have him take a lap there, too. The whole thing was ridiculous from start to finish.
It was a weird sequence of events. We're going to take a break, come back with more. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, Pittsburgh CW.